Hey guys, hey, it's Bri here, coming at you guys with another video, and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to talk about how to break those bad habits, because bad habits no longer serve a purpose in our life. 2020 is all about breaking the bad habits and going after your goals and your dreams coming true. So with that said, if you guys haven't already, please hit the subscribe button, and if you like this video, well then hit that like button down below. And with that said, let's get to talking.
You gotta put your past behind you.
Alright, how to break the bad habits. You have a habit in your life that no longer, that is just taking over your life. It's making you feel like crap. You keep falling back into it. You can't figure out how to get rid of it. Well, then let's get rid of it, because it no longer has a purpose in your life. It never really had a purpose in your life, but you let it have a purpose in your life. So the very first thing to do is stop making excuses. Stop putting a purpose on that habit. Stop constantly making an excuse or saying, well, I'm addicted to it, or that's just part of, who I am, or it's just an addiction. I keep going back to addictions because I hear that all the time. One of the things that I have had a horrible addiction to in the past is processed foods. I love me a bag of freaking Doritos or a big thing of pizza, or my all-time favorite is cheeseburger with mushrooms and Swiss onions and french fries. And don't forget the chocolate shake, because you wanna know what? That's what puts it all together. When you take those french fries and you dip it into the chocolate shake, it's just so delicious, right? Wrong, it wasn't serving me anymore, and I kept making excuses to eat like that. Also, I had a crappy day, nothing went my way. Oh, you know what, I've eaten like crap all this week, I'm just gonna eat like it again today. What's the point, right? Oh, I'll start a healthier routine on Monday. Oh, blah, 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 this, that. I had so many excuses going out there that, you wanna know what? I had to take a step back for a second and be like, the only reason that I keep falling back into the routine and I keep losing my healthy lifestyle and my fitness goals is because I keep making excuses for it. At one point, I actually said things like, oh, well, that's just what happens when you're addicted to something, like you just keep falling back into it. No, stop with the addiction, because guess what? That just gives it a purpose in our life. That just tells the universe that we're addicted to it. So the universe is like, all right, well, since you are addicted to it, I'm gonna keep sending things in your way to make you keep falling back into that bad habit. Boom, there you go. Stop with the excuses. No more excuses. In 2020, no excuses. None whatsoever. I want everybody to just block their excuses out. You got an excuse? Nope. Before you even spit that excuse out, I want you to stop, step back, and think of something different. Don't make excuses anymore. No more excuses. The next thing you can do is to replace it with something positive. So for me, I obviously needed to replace processed food with healthier food. Fruits and vegetables. I actually crave fruits and vegetables nowadays, but one of the biggest things I did was to kick meat out for a little bit. Now, I'm not saying you have to completely kick meat out of your life, but I did kick meat out and I was a pure vegetarian for a while. The reasoning for this is because every single time I would crave something, I would cave and go and eat it, like a big fat juicy hamburger. That's where meat I was craving. I'm not a huge fan of chicken. I'm not a huge fan of pork. So for me, it was like the big fat juicy hamburger or the meatloaf with all the good stuff in it, or the roast beef. I don't think roast beef is that bad. I think it's just a red meat. I don't know. Somebody help me out here. I'm not really sure, but I haven't had roast beef in a long time, so who knows. Anyways, I put healthier foods in my pantries. I restocked all of that stuff with fruits and veggies. I didn't go to the grocery store anymore, and I literally refused to put any processed food into my shopping cart, or buggy if you're here in the South, because I didn't want an excuse to keep falling back into that pattern. I didn't want there to be a reason for me to keep going after that stuff. So in return, I came home with fruits and vegetables. I came home with healthier alternatives. I came home with quinoa. I came home with brown rice. I came home with pantry stuff like organic sugar, organic flour, that kind of stuff. Like I was replacing everything, and over time, I realized that my pantry and my kitchen actually has all the healthy fruits and vegetables I need that I've always wanted in my life. But again, I replaced all of that processed foods with something positive. So if you are like, let's say you're addicted to alcohol, well, okay, what's the one thing that you go and do when you drink alcohol? You go to a bar usually, right? So find something different to go after. Now, I'm not saying alcohol is an easy thing to get over that addiction. There is, of course, a process, but this is a very big example. So, I mean, it's what a lot of people are addicted to. So start going for walks. Start finding activities or a new hobby, something that's going to be positive. Start meditating more and stop being so much in your mind up here that this addiction runs your life, because it really doesn't. You can change those brain waves. You can change your way of thinking. It takes 21 days to make or break a habit. So take the next 21 days to break that bad habit. You know, it took me 21 days to break my addiction to processed foods. I know, actually, I had some Doritos the other day and I realized that they didn't taste that good and that they didn't fill me up. Like they were like fluff. Like there was no point behind them. I couldn't figure it out. I was like, oh, okay, well, that makes sense now. So find something positive to replace it with. Find a new hobby, find a new activity, find something that's going to replace. The next thing is to find more activities out there that are fun. Don't take it so seriously. Don't keep beating yourself up. Like every single time you fall back into that, stop beating yourself up. When you beat yourself up, that's only letting the universe know that it's okay to keep sending it to you, because you're giving it too much thought. You're giving it a place in your life. You know, you keep falling back into eating processed foods, so then you're beating yourself up, or you're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I just did that, you know. I had a boyfriend who was cheating on me, and instead of listening to my friends, this person's driving really slow past. Okay, anyhow, it was really creepy. I had a boyfriend who kept cheating on me, and all of my friends kept telling me about this. You know, this was clear back in like 2004, 2003. It was a long time ago. He was like my last real relationship that I had. I won after that was a doozy, but this one was like the last. Like we lived together and everything. But my friends kept telling me, I was in Florida, and they told me that he cheated on me, and I kept making excuses for him. I kept saying things like, oh, well, you know, I can't leave him because of this, or then he would be nice to me and he'd do something nice for me, and I'd be like, oh, well, maybe he's changed. No, okay? He was my bad habit, and I had to break it. I threw him out. I went and had a little bit of fun with my friends, you know? I went and found one of my best friends who was like, yes, we threw this crap out like on the lawn, and it was so much fun, and then we put it, it's a very long story of how I kicked him out, but the point is we had some fun. You know, I have decided that I want to get back into fitness and eating healthy. So I found a group of people and I've joined a challenge, and we're all having fun with it. We're not taking it so seriously. We're not like, oh my gosh, you know, I can't have any chips. I can't have that chocolate cake. Instead, we're like, yes, look at our goals, look at our fitness plans, look at our ideas. You know, we're sharing things. We're constantly talking to each other. We're in this group together. One of my best friends is helping me out also. She and I are Snapchatting each other. We're making little snide jokes about things. You know, we're making it fun. We're all excited about it. You know, I took a picture this morning of me working out saying, here we go, let's do this. Here's to 2020. You know, we're making it so much more fun that bad habit's gonna slip away, because what's better and what we're doing is having fun with our new positive habit. So when we're having fun with that, the universe is gonna send us more things to help us out with that. One thing, very good example on this is right after Christmas, yeah, I think it was right after Christmas, I had decided that I wanted to get back into healthier lifestyle. I was sick and tired of eating like crap. I was sick and tired of always, you know, feeling down about myself. I was sick and tired of not liking myself in my own skin. And so I put it out into the universe that I wanted to eat healthier. And I put it out there in a positive way. I was like, now I'm ready, let's do this. I won a year's worth of Beachbody workouts, a Shakeology. I mean, what the heck? The universe responded and said, all right, let's do this, girl, let's get this going. And I've never won something that big in my life. I mean, I've won little things here and there, but not something big like that. That's pretty damn freaking big. That's a whole year's worth of workouts. That's a bag of Shakeology. That's a whole month of shakes, plus the, like a pre and post workout stuff, supplements. What the heck? Like, are you serious? Like, how awesome is that? Now, of course, I could sit here and be like, I won that, woohoo, and not do anything about it, but instead I joined the challenge group also because she let me join her challenge. She didn't have to let me join her challenge group. She could have been like, you won this, so here you go, bye. No, she's like, come and join our challenge group for the next 60 days with all of these amazing, wonderful women. You know, the universe responded in so many different ways. The universe is literally putting it on a platter for me and saying, here you go, you're ready. Because I made it fun. I made it an exciting idea. I told my friend, let's do this. We decided to make it fun and exciting and all of the stuff and do challenges ourselves and help each other out. And you wanna know what? The universe is like, this sounds like fun, let's help her out. So make it fun. Because the universe will respond. If you really want to break this habit, the universe is gonna help you break that habit. The universe is gonna send you stuff to help you break that habit. So a couple of other things that you could do is, of course, you can have a vision board, you know, but I have this belief that vision boards don't really work unless you're actually looking at them every single day. My vision board is on my computer. So when I open up my computer, that's the very first thing I see is everything that I want to accomplish. You can do that, you can write down your goals, you can say, you know, here's my bad habit, now how am I gonna do, what am I gonna do to fix it? You can write all that stuff down, but the point there is nothing's gonna happen if you don't take the action. So if you're not taking action, if you're not actually going out there and trying to figure out how to break this habit, if you're not looking for ways and you keep falling back into that bad habit, then you're not doing the stuff to make it happen. So the number one thing you need to do is to take the action to break that habit. Like I said, it takes 21 days to make or break a habit. So make the next 21 days the day that you break that habit. You wanna quit smoking? Toss out the freaking cigarettes. Just, I don't know, cold turkey. I've never smoked, so I don't really know how hard it is to quit smoking. But I do know a few people who quit cold turkey and it actually really worked for them. Yes, they were grumpy in the first few days, but they didn't cave, and come day 5, they were actually feeling a whole lot better. They could actually breathe a little bit better. They were actually like more active and more excited to do things. So the point here is like I said, it takes 21 days to make or break a habit. Within 5 days, they were already feeling better. Within 5 freaking days. So that's really, by day 5, you're gonna start to either A, feel a whole lot more sore, but it's gonna make you feel excited, right? Or B, start to feel better about yourself, and you're gonna want to keep doing that. Put something up where you will always see it, something that says why you shouldn't go back to that bad habit. What happens every single time you cave and go back into that bad habit. Put something up there that's going to remind you of that. So the last time you grabbed your thing of cigarettes and you smoked and you felt really down on yourself, write that down and put it somewhere where you see it. Put it in plain view, so the minute you go and grab another thing of cigarettes, you see that and you're like, wait, okay, the last time I smoked, I felt like this. Do I wanna feel like that again? If you really care about yourself, if you really care about breaking this habit, you're not gonna do it. You're gonna walk away. If you really and truly want to. The very last thing you can do to make or break a habit is get somebody to help you. For example, like I said, I am in a fitness group. We're doing a challenge. It's a bunch of other people. We're helping each other out. We're commenting, we're posting things. But I also have one of my best friends helping me. We're Snapchatting each other. We're texting each other. Every single time we feel like craving something, we'll text each other. And that other person can be like, no, remember, or come up with a better idea of something for us to do. I'm sitting on the couch. I want a big thing of chocolate ice cream, or I'm a huge fan of ice cream. So, you know, ice cream is one of my biggest things. I'm sitting on the couch and I'm like, I could really go for some ice cream right now. She doesn't be like, no, get up and go for a walk. Or, you know, maybe have some strawberries instead. Or, you know, you could do a healthier version of like chocolate covered strawberries maybe. Or make like a banana smoothie that tastes like ice cream. Something along those lines. She can come up with some ideas. I can do the same for her. You know, what happens when you're an alcoholic? Well, you go to an AA and you get yourself a sponsor. That sponsor's gonna keep you from drinking, because every single time you feel like going out and having a drink, you call up that sponsor and they talk to you, or they say, hey, you need to go to a meeting? Let's go. They go to meetings with you, you know, all of that jazz. You wanna quit smoking? Find somebody else that wants to quit smoking. Believe it or not, there is probably somebody else in your group of friends that wants to quit smoking with you. You wanna get fit and you wanna get healthier, find somebody else that wants to do it with you. Believe it or not, the person sitting right next to you watching this probably wants to do the same things you want to do, or they probably want you to succeed just as much. But you need to have somebody who's willing to do it with you. So, for example, I don't have a problem with drinking. I can go months and months without a drink. Like, to me, it's not a big deal. In fact, the next 60 days, I probably won't have anything to drink, and I'm okay with that. So I wouldn't be able to help you. I wouldn't be able to say, oh, well, you know, don't go out and have a drink, or, you know, let's go do this instead. I wouldn't understand that, because to me, it doesn't make any sense. Like, to me, I'm like, oh, well, put the drink down, duh. Like, don't go have a drink. Like, to me, it's just common sense not to go have a drink, because I don't need to. But then I think about how, like, I used to grab a bag of chips and I'm like, oh, wait a second, that makes sense. Because I felt crappy about my day, so I would grab some chips and eat a whole thing of chips, or I might have ate a whole thing of chocolate cake. This has happened before. Or a whole freaking thing of pizza. That has happened before. So you need to find somebody who's going through the same things as you to help you. Find a friend who, you know, find a sponsor. Find a friend who wants to quit smoking. Find a friend who wants to leave her boyfriend also, you know, you guys are in a crappy relationship. Help each other out. Find a friend who wants to get it back into fitness, but find somebody who's going to hold you accountable and who's also going to do it with you, because that's going to help you also. Having that little bit of a crutch is okay. There's nothing wrong with that. Sometimes we need somebody else out there that's saying, hey, you know what? I don't want to do this either. And you guys kind of help each other out, you know? Like I said, my friend will help me, I'll help her. So when she feels like caving, she can text me or call me and I will help her. We're not even in the same freaking town. We're like miles. She's in Wyoming, I'm in South Carolina. But we're still gonna help each other out, right? So find somebody out there that's willing to help you also. So with that said, you guys, I hope that you guys break all the bad habits, that you have no more crappy habits out there, that you can achieve all of your goals and everything that you want. And I hope that these tips and tricks help you guys also. And with that said, I love you guys. Bye guys.